everyone, welcome back. It is Monday and it is time for another wrestling review. With me once again, we have Campo.Reviews, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything else in between. He's right here. You can go and follow his stuff down in the description box below if I remember to put it there. Today, though, we are doing New Japan, King of Pro Wrestling, a brand new pay-per-view. This is supposed to, I think, take the place of one that was removed last year. I think, which one was the one they removed? I can't remember now. Oh, well.
I think they removed one of the days of destruction.
The destruction ones. Yeah, yeah. It was one of the destruction ones they moved. But before we get into our review, make sure you go down into the comments section, like, comment, share, subscribe, keep that algorithm going. We had a really good turnout for our AEW Wrestle Dream review, so let's keep that momentum going. So let us get right into the King of Pro Wrestling. They named it after the cheesy belt that who is it? Khan has it right now.
The Great Okan.
The Great Okan.
Not so great, if you ask me.
Oh, no. But the match does not start off with Great Okan. Is he even on this card?
No.
He's not. So let's go Hiromu Takahashi versus Mystico.
Okay,
And
so
kind of like a grudge match.
on a scale of 0 to 37,000, this is like 36,000.
This is a really great match.
I thought so too. I felt like there was too many periods of like either weird things happening or nothing happening, which for like a lucha, like junior heavyweight style match, it's kind of weird. There was a lot of just like waiting. Did you notice that?
And but the thing is that waiting took away because this match, along with a lot of other matches, were very short.
Yeah. It was a good match though.
Yeah.
Like this is the most on point I've ever seen Mystico. He didn't miss anything.
Yeah, he's usually a botch fest.
Yeah, I mean this is like a borderline dream match in terms of division.
Yeah. I would think so. Takahashi does go over. That means we're getting another match.
Yeah. And it's funny, like I don't know, we haven't really been watching as much New Japan as we used to. Like we still are watching a lot. Like it's not like we're not, but
we're
like,
not watching all the little shows in between. Like I haven't even watched any of the junior tag yet.
And neither have I. And it's like you forget when you listen to the commentary, we're getting a little excited that WWE acknowledged Japan or like AEW's talking about CMLL stuff. But it's like they talked about WWE and said WWE. They said AEW. They said CMLL. They talked about all this stuff. And I was like, bro, this is why New Japan is the best.
Yeah. But is this the same Mystico that was in WWE as Sin Cara?
This is one of them. This is one of the two.
Yeah, he was one of the. Yeah, he was the actual Sin Cara.
The other one is a popular wrestler as well. I can't remember what his name is.
Yeah,
it's probably Hologram.
Probably. But yeah. But yeah, it was like you said.
It was a good match.
Yeah,
it was a good match. Not the best match on the card. What?
He wrestles Hunico. He wrestles as Mystico.
Yeah. So Hunico is good though.
Yeah. Hunico, he was the better one. He actually for a while tagged with Tongaloa.
There you go.
So, but on to our next match. We got the Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kevin Knight and Kushida against Bullet Club War Dogs for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships.
In the world?
Yeah, go ahead. In a world
of like stale tag divisions, because nobody's division is as good as AEW's. But I mean, we talked about how like it's becoming like a parody.
Well, I mean, Motor City Machine Guns made their debut on SmackDown.
Yes, but they're going to end up being the only tag team. It's going to be Lucha Brothers and
Motor
City, and then they're both going to break.
And Gorillas of Destiny.
Maybe if Tongalo doesn't get fired. But however, yeah, but that division's still not even close to as good as AEW.
No, nowhere even near it.
The New Japan struggles in the same situation where it's not that they have bad tag teams, they don't have enough tag teams, and they have this weird cycling. But like, I'm kind of tired of watching these guys.
Yeah,
but I'm not at the same time. This match was really good. Like
it was
really good. And
every time I see Kevin Knight, I wanted to say every time I see Kevin Knight, he just keeps improving. Out of all those dojo guys, he above and beyond excelled the rest of the guys.
Oh, he's certainly better than the DKC.
And they're like, who else were part of those dojo guys? It was him, the DKC. There was another guy that were forgetting.
We are forgetting somebody.
Yeah, but
Anyways, we digress.
Kevin Knight is the best one.
Kevin Knight is the best one. And
Mm,
this match was really good and the outcome was very a feel good moment.
yeah,
It made me real happy.
it did because we have new champions.
Tell them who won, Steve.
Kushida and Kevin Knight, the Intergalactic Jet Setters, are your new IWGP
But
Junior
like
Heavyweight Champions.
a good story told in the
Yeah.
ring.
Even though this is their second reign, I feel like this one means more.
This one felt like a first reign. Like they
Yeah.
finally reached the mountaintop. Does that make sense? Because I mean, I know the belts have bounced a bit,
Hmm.
but the War Dogs felt like
Unbeatable.
unbeatable. Yeah. Like no matter what you did, they were going to get the belts back. And this kind of gives me hope that maybe in this weird situation of that New Japan's in where they don't have as much star power and like the star power is kind of getting old and like you do have this uprising of young guys that maybe Kushida's
Yep.
coming back.
I think he is. I think they pretty much wrote him off because it's been over a year since they won. They won at Road to Dontaku in
And it's like
April of
what
23.
is Impact doing with him?
Yeah,
Right?
nothing.
Like
They held the belt for 38 days and then lost it back to Catch 22.
yeah, there you go, right? And it's like, oh, like I said, what is Impact doing with Kushida? And New Japan needs him, and we know Kushida doesn't want to go back to WWE because they didn't know what to do with the
Yeah.
guy.
Unless his buddy's there now
That's possible.
and reform the time machine.
Yeah, but then you would have to tell a breakup story again.
No, because all three of them were a three team.
Yeah, but we did that already
Yeah. We can do it again.
twice.
We can do it again.
I mean, we don't need to do it again. Kushida is too much of a legend status wrestler to be in
Yeah,
NXT,
he's legendary junior heavyweight for sure.
right? Like I understand the Motor City Machine Gun situation. Like I don't agree with any of that shit. But
Hmm.
I understand that they're new to WWE, so they are going through this format. For
Yeah.
Kushida, he wouldn't be, and he's also too high caliber to have go through NXT again. And I
Well,
just
believe
couldn't
it or
get
not,
into it.
this is Alex Shelley's second run with the company.
Yeah, but how long was he?
He was there for a couple
level?
weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah, a couple weeks in NXT. He
we
teamed with
digress.
Kushida.
Yeah, makes sense.
Whoa, you're drinking water?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Vodka? Tequila?
No, it's the soju for my Korean friends that live near Japan, where New Japan is.
Mm, soju. All right.
Anywho, it was a really
Yes.
good match.
Yes, it was. So we're off to a strong start here. So with that, we'll go into our next match. It is TMDK defending against Rogue Army, Bad Luck Fale, and Caveman Oog. Ugh, whatever you want to call him.
I didn't hate this match.
Not as much as I thought I would.
Was it weird that I kind of got like weirdly nostalgic and excited to see Bad Luck Fale? Like I kind of was like,
It
oh
goes
yeah,
to
it's
show
him,
how long it's been since we've seen Fale. His beard is
right?
white now.
It looks like he dyed it blonde, to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, yeah, it's Fale.
It's
It was like
it's uh
a
it's
weird
the
moment.
Polynesian Santa.
Yeah, there you go. You know what it's like? It's like when you haven't or seen a wrestler when they're injured and they're gone for a long time,
Yeah.
or they sign to a new company and they make their first like thing because like the
Return. Yeah.
fans reacted huge to him
Yeah, because it's been a couple years since we've seen Fale.
since G1 tournament, not last year, this year, the year
The
before.
year before. Yeah.
So yeah, it's been over a year for sure.
Ever since they reformed War Dogs
Mm.
with Chase Owens and Chase. We haven't seen Chase Owens in a long time either.
So now we do know that Fale is still in Bullet Club
Hmm.
and that he runs his own section of Bullet Club,
Yeah, it's
which
its
I
own.
think this seems to be the thing. I don't know where Ace Austin and Chris Bay fall in, but because they don't run a section, they just exist. But now it
Yeah,
makes me feel that like maybe Bang Bang Gang is just its own
thing.
separate thing.
Yeah,
I don't know that whatever.
yeah,
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this Bullet Club
yeah.
universe.
I'm waiting for that story where they bring Jay White back to Japan.
It's gonna be good. And by the way, this match was pretty decent.
Yeah, DMDK are really starting to come into their own as champions, and I like the fact that every match that they do, it's either one belt or the other. It's not for both belts.
And
So
they
yeah,
sell like crazy.
yeah. So the way it works, I think, is right. If they do a strong show in the US, they defend the strong belts. If they do or any other international show, but if they do a Japan show, it's for the IWGP belts. But they do retain. So with that, we're gonna go into our next match. Um, Shingo Takagi defending the Never Openweight Championship against Ryohei Oiwa.
Did you want to talk about this match?
We'll go right to the end. The wrong kid died here. This could have been such a good put over for Oiwa, and
No, it
instead they
couldn't
make.
have. This match was absolutely fantastic, and there's no way he should have won this match
Why not?
because he's on his like first match.
Okay.
It's this is my thing, right? And I you could take this how you want.
Don't get me wrong. The match was excellent.
I love him. If you're not watching pro wrestling, Noah, you wouldn't know anything. You just expect that it is just this brand new guy, like kind of when they
Mhm.
go on excursion and then come back and you don't know anything about them anymore. But like what we've been following him. But
Well, it's like Umino.
he is nowhere near as like skill wise, he's good. But in terms of value wise, he's the lowest on the tier of all of those young lions that just came back
But
out
I
of
think
excursion.
skill wise, he's one of the top.
That's fair. But if you're not going to give Suji or Umino or one of those guys a belt, then you shouldn't be giving a belt to Rohei Oiwa yet. He's gonna get it, but I think this tells a
Yeah.
storyline where it was like a building thing, and you could see Shingo at the end of the match was like giving him respect, like you
Yeah, he
went
gave him the
hard with me,
respect at the end. Yeah.
and that was a crazy match. This is arguably match of the night.
Yeah.
This was really good.
It was a really good match. I mean, the co-main event, Finley versus Goto, is pretty
Yeah,
close too. But yeah, this one was. But I liked. Don't get like I said. I would have liked to see Oiwa with some gold. Like as soon as you come into the company, you make an impact like that, and you know what I mean. But uh, not taking away from the actual in-ring work. The in-ring work was spectacular here.
yeah, fair. And I think that this is just a show to the fans of like he's here.
Yeah, get ready for this guy because he's going to be something special.
Right? It's his first singles match. I can't
Yeah.
really be like, oh, you deserve gold from Shingo.
Yeah.
If you were getting a put over from like Eddie Kingston or something, okay. But like
Difference.
Shingo, no, come on. That
Uh,
was a put over, in my
it was
opinion.
in a way, yes, because he showed him the respect at the end.
A great match.
Yeah. So with that, our next match, Jeff Cobb defending the NWJP World Television Championship against Yota Tsuji and Ren Narita.
I loved this match.
Mm-hmm. Same
It,
here.
the storytelling in during it, like let's beat up Ren Narita and throw him out of the ring, and then we'll
Mm-hmm.
fight. Then we forgot about Ren Narita, and Ren Narita's like, "Fuck you guys," and came back. And
Came back.
like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is the best match I've seen Ren Narita wrestle in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, like you take these guys, you take Yota Tsuji, you take Ren Narita, you take Shota Umino, Yuya Uemura, and now Royhei Oiwa. Like, even what's his name? The other guy,
Vegeta.
Fujita. Like, the future's looking really good for New
Yeah, and
Japan.
both of those tall white guys are good too. Bolden Oleg and
Oscar Lube.
Oscar Lube, who's currently on excursion.
Yes,
But there,
but fun fact, if they do televise it, we get to see Oscar Lube at Royal Quest.
oh, nice. So he's in Rev Pro. That's where he went.
Yeah, he went to Rev Pro. So he has a tag team with Nakashima called the Youngblood, Nakashima and Lube still.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So and they're going to be facing against a group called the Greedy Souls, which is Brendan White and Danny
Wait,
Jones, the British.
Nakashima is Meat
He
Boy,
was
right?
yeah, Meat
Ichiban
Boy.
Meat Boy.
Yeah. Yep. So there's a little fun
Oh, that's awesome, man. And
Oscar
I'm waiting for
Lube.
him. They showed in this match. I don't know if it's this match or the David Finley one where
Hmm.
they like beat up one of the young lions before the match. Um, and that guy's supposed to be really good. He looks
Oh,
like Yuya. He looks like a shorter version
yeah, I
of
think
Yuya.
that was
I can't remember what his name is.
that was during the Doki and Show kerfuffle.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, he's supposed to be really good.
Like he's like their next guy,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, this match worked really well. Like you had two power guys against like more of a and technician. Narita's more like a
But he was really good in this match.
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't like saying this. He's like everything Show is, but slightly better.
yeah.
His character is not as I hate you. It's like he's a heel, but it's like a heel in a way that like I
A cool
appreciate the
heel.
heel work.
Yeah. Like not a cool heel, but yeah, you're right. It's I can respect what you're doing.
and like he feels more evil. He's really good in the ring. He has
Yeah.
a size that Show
He
doesn't
he
have.
he kind of reminds me a little bit of Shibata.
Yeah, he's a good mix between, I would say, Shibata, Show, and like Suzuki.
Hmm.
Like he has like a little bit of everything. That
Yeah,
Suzuki
because he
Gun
was under
moment for him,
Suzuki's wing
yeah.
for a little bit.
The Suzuki Gun time for him was really good. I think it
Yeah.
benefited a lot. He got to work a lot with Zack Sabre Jr. there and Taichi and like all those guys. So
Yeah. So it was, and in the end, even though we get a little bit of the House of Torture shenanigans with the push-up bar and the referee, Ren Narita is your new champion.
and I'm not mad about it. I should be mad about it, but I'm not mad about it.
No, it's like I mean they've been pushing House of Torture and pushing House of Torture. It's about time somebody in the group gets some gold.
He, out of the main four,
Hmm.
is the least like Shota hasn't won shit. So
Hmm.
we have to acknowledge that fact. But I feel like Ren Narita has been the least respected out of the four
The
because
most
Yuya got
overlooked, not least
you.
respected, but the most overlooked.
There you go. That's fair enough because like Suji is constantly in the main title pictures for every title.
Hmm.
Shota's
Umino's
having
always,
Umino's
Umino's
always having
always
big level matches, but never for belts.
no,
And then like Yuya came in right away and went right to the top of the card.
yeah, because he
So
teamed with Sonata, right? Same thing with
yeah,
Suji too. Like he's top, mid, top right now.
yeah, he came in right away and challenged for the belt too. So
I think he's yeah, and he's won a belt too. So it's like, but yeah,
it's
this is
fair. It's Shota.
yeah,
What
I
Shota's story is they're telling he wants to do a Naito story. He loves Naito. It's his favorite wrestler, and he wants to
yeah,
do that story.
and I
But as John
think
Moxley, he wants to do the Naito story as
as
John
John
Moxley.
Moxley. But so with that, speak the aforementioned Shota Umino, we get Umino, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and El Phantasmo against House of Torture, Evil, Takahashi, and Kanemaru. I really enjoyed the entrance.
This whole match was just really fun. I can't lie. I don't want it. I don't want to admit that the
Yeah.
entrance was awesome.
Hmm.
El Phantasmo was just my guy, man.
Yeah. I'm glad he
He is
re-signed.
certified the New Japan Ninja Mac for us. It's over
Oh
now.
yeah, we there was
It has to
well,
be.
I always referred to Ninja Mac as the Noah's ELP.
Oh, well, there you go. So
So
we'll do it
we're on the
back and
same
forth.
page. Yeah, yeah.
And hologram, you're now our AEW
ELP.
Ninja Mac.
Okay, yes, holograms are EW Ninja Mac. But yeah, but this was fun. Umino really showed. The big thing though is besides the match, which was a fun match, this was your I wouldn't say comedy match, but this was your break match. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and I was okay with it.
yeah,
This oh like
halfway through the card
for this being like what I'll call the worst match of the night,
wasn't a
it
bad match.
wasn't bad.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, we're already close to 4 hour, 3 hours in, and the
Not
total
upset.
total match time has only been an hour.
This is one of the best experiences I had, spoilers, of for
Yeah.
watching a pay-per-view in a while.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. 4 hours did not feel like 4 hours.
No, and this is like New Japan, like we've been being hard on them. Like
Yeah, because we expect more from New Japan.
yeah, because last year and the year before they were absolute bangers, every single thing we watched,
Yeah, and
except
you
for
could
Strong.
see now they're finally starting to come out of those growing pains. Yes, we lost a lot of talent, but we're starting to replace that talent, and you can see where they're going in the future. Like I
And the
said, it's looking bright.
storytelling is
Hmm.
really good now in a way that's
Hmm.
not corny as fuck like WWE and AEW.
Yeah,
Mind you, I
it's good.
really like the John Moxley thing that's happening right now,
Yes,
but like there's a lot of corn dog stuff happening in
yeah,
AEW.
but we get the Tanahashi does get the win, but that's not the big story out of here. Tanahashi after this match announces his last match will be at Wrestle Kingdom 20 on January 4th, 2026.
Which hopefully will be the Wrestle Kingdom that I go to.
We're trying.
Yeah, I want to do that.
We're trying. We're trying. But if you guys want to help us go to Japan, maybe, throw a couple bucks our way and help us go.
Just pay for our trip.
Yeah.
No, but you don't have to.
You don't have to, but
But I'll take it.
yeah, I won't say no. Yeah, so Hiroshi, who do you think he'll be his last match against? Will it be a classic opponent like an Okada or an Omega? Or do you think it's going to be somebody who's going to put over like an Umino?
I want to say it's going to be an Umino, but I think that will happen prior. I think I have a hard time with it because he's not like it's not like the Ric Flair situation where it's like this weird match or like Steamboat where it just happened out of nowhere. It's
Yeah.
more like the Sting or the Great Muta
Because he's still
situation.
active. He's on every show.
Yeah. So, but like those two guys just went on a putover spree. So, but I don't see Tanahashi as that guy.
You think he'll win his last
I
match?
think he's gonna beat someone young and ruin their career. That's like my thought process. But it who is he gonna wrestle? Because maybe like Suzuki or like what's Blue Trunk's name?
Goten? Oh, not Marufuji.
Not
S- uh,
Nakamura.
Nagata, Yuji Nagata.
Nagata. It might be like a match against Yuji Nagata or something like that. Because like I want it to be like Kenny, but his he doesn't really have a Kenny relationship. And
No,
I would love it to be Okada, but like that could be what it is. It
it
could
could
be
be.
Okada.
My money is on Okada. Yeah.
I think it could be Okada. But like wouldn't it be wicked to have like to like cover up for him, have a four-way match that's like Okada, Kenny, Jay White, and
Throw in
Tanahashi?
Nakamura.
Oh my God. You imagine if they did that? Oh my God, I got it. I did it. It's over. Tanahashi, three-way match. Tanahashi, Nakamura, and what's his name? The wrestler. We just talked about him.
Oh, Katsuyori Shibata,
Shibata. That's the new three musketeers
right?
from that generation. Let them end it together.
Yeah.
And two of the three of them can still wrestle
Yes.
really well.
Yes. But in a three-way, you hide Tanahashi a little bit more.
Exactly. And it then that's actually a really good idea. I'm sorry that I'm like sucking myself off here, but like that, can I have that now?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then it
Absolutely.
won't you can have him win and no one will care.
Yeah. Because it won't affect the other guys' careers.
Right? You have do someone does a finishing move on Shibata and then he comes out of nowhere and does a finishing move on the other guy and then wins the match.
Yeah, like you get a Kinshasa on Shibata, and then you get the high five flow, sling blade,
Yeah,
and
and you let Nakamura take the loss because Shibata's career is more important right now than
yeah,
Nakamura's career is.
what a shame. What a shame. But with that, we are going to go into our next match, Show versus Doki for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. More of this took place outside of the ring than it did inside.
But I this was one of
Good.
my favorite matches maybe of the year. The way that the story was told and like
hmm
the Doki turning into a demon and like
So, spoiler for those who've never seen it, Doki loses his mask in this match.
yeah,
Like they take the mask right off, and he's got like the kabuki paint underneath.
yeah, and
And
he's
he completely changes character when his mask comes off. Like he went from like a normal person to like this demon character
and then he turns back normal again.
when he puts the mask back
And
on.
I thought
Yeah.
that was so good. And then we got like
Like his facial expressions were like,
it just this is how shit is done right. You got the spit the stuff in the face,
hmm
the attacks, the roll up. Doki wins, and
yeah.
and it was like a really good story told. It wasn't a very long match.
No, it was the actual match itself in the ring was 14 seconds.
Yeah, so it's but then you get an even better thing where Doki starts getting attacked, and then
hmm
Wado comes out,
We get the return of Master Wato. We
and
haven't
it was
seen
like
him almost a
for
year.
me, I was like, this is good. Wado's gonna join just five guys. But
Nope.
then he's like, nope. He's like, I want to challenge you to a match, and this is a different Wado. His attitude is completely different. He's
Yeah,
not
it's
the
a
naive
different
rookie
character. He
anymore.
took the time off to recreate, not recreate, but like create a new character. Like,
And
you know what I
he's
mean?
still really young. And
Yeah.
I think we forgot about him for a second in the sense of like when we talk about those young guys and we're always like none of them are junior heavyweights though.
Yeah.
This is your guy with Fujita now to carry this division,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, he's a former like not former champion, but he's won the best of the Super Juniors, right? He's
I'm
only I think
excited.
26 or 27, Watto. Timmy's on it. He's 27.
Yeah.
He's won the junior tag belts with Taguchi, and he's won the best of the Super Juniors. Him winning the I think him winning the junior heavyweight from Doki, which at this point Doki's had a good run, so I wouldn't mind if he loses the belt at this point. He can always win it back later. This belt title run for Doki was to solidify Doki. Now you're going to solidify Watto.
And do it at Wrestle Kingdom.
No, the match is already happening.
Yeah, but make the belt change at Wrestle Kingdom, I think. Let them have a match now where, let's say, just five guys interfere, and now we find out who Wado is aligned with. This is how we figure it out. Like
Mm,
someone else comes out to back him. It's Desperado again. And
yeah,
that's why he's so serious now, because he learned from Desperado while he was away or something, and
yeah.
then have their match be,
But regardless, I love this match. I love the outcome.
yeah,
I mean,
this is
whatever it
storytelling
wasn't more of a match. This was more of
of a story.
storytelling.
Yeah.
This was all storytelling,
And we've seen this a couple times recently in other companies' events where they've had these really short, quick things that just told
yeah,
us some kind of a
just
story.
to progress the story. Yeah.
I'm not mad.
Yeah, not mad at all. So with that, we're going to our co-main event. It is David Finlay defending the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship against Hiroki Goto. Loved the fact that Finlay's heel tactics on Goto's kids at the outside of the ring
It was
was,
pretty funny, but at some
yeah,
points I was like, it's kind of mean spirited at one point because it's
yeah,
like I don't think they understand what the culture difference, what
no,
he's doing, and I feel like that's what made it like mean to me.
yeah, because at the we'll talk once we talk about the finish. I'll talk about what happens at the end with that.
But
But
this match was fucking amazing.
this was Finlay's best match I've seen.
This is
Period.
one of the best Goto matches I've ever seen. He's
Yeah.
so good, but what I got out of this match is this idea in my head now. I have like fucking
Hmm.
we talked about this before, but like sparks went off and I'm like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, Goto's going to get a run and he's going to go super hard and he's going to go all the way and finally win the fucking title. This is it."
Yep.
This like the way the story progresses in this match is like, and he still has it. He has not
Yep.
missed a beat. And
No. The
like,
only issue with Goto and Yoshihashi, and I think that's why they keep him as a tag team in Bishamon, is they're both injury prone.
but I've gained so much respect.
Hmm.
Like after watching this, okay, so David Finlay wins. Let's just give a
Hmm.
little spoiler.
Finley does win. I love the scene where Goto is consoling his daughter who's crying at ringside after. Like that was like a an honest to God heartfelt moment there.
And but that's what told me this is the time. This is a Bryan Danielson move. Like I'll
Hmm.
bring the family in because now you're gonna feel the heart and you're I'm gonna go. Now I'm gonna go.
Because I've noticed the last, like, ever since we got back into New Japan, or at least I got back and you started watching New Japan, every G1, Goto's always been there.
I think
He
the next G1 that comes up,
is his.
Goto is gonna win and he's gonna do the Naito story and it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think so too, because like we've always seen him. He's always in the top, like he's always at the top. He's always winning matches, but he always misses out. Semifinals, finals, whatever. He's always missing out. So I
Oh, he's
think next
so
year's
good. It made me really, really appreciate something that we haven't been appreciating, and it was the tag team run that him and Yoshihashi went on.
Mhm.
After watching the last pay-per-view in the Yoshihashi match against was it David Finlay?
It was Finley as well, yeah.
And now this one, it made me really think in my head, like, why was I so hard on them? We got to watch one legendary wrestler and what is now a legendary tag team, and for some reason we were
Mm.
upset about it the whole
Yeah.
time.
Because I think it
It's
was
the
because that was their go-to. No
yeah,
pun intended, but that was their go-to. Oh, we don't
like
have
we
anybody in
need
the tag
something.
team.
Yeah,
Here's the
it felt
belts.
cheesy, but they
Yeah.
never had bad matches,
No, no, not at all.
And then, like in not this G1, but the one before, Yoshihashi really proved himself that he was could hang. This
Yeah.
year he was kind of shit. I
Yeah.
think he got injured actually.
He was partially injured in this G1, but
However, this
mhm.
match was really well done and it told a really good story. Like that's something we've really been missing lately is like the in-ring storytelling.
Yeah. And that's exactly what this match, and it's not gonna hurt. This only boosts David Finlay. My only fear is now after he's had two fantastic matches against both members of Bishamon, I hope his next match doesn't fall short because Finlay does win the match. And who comes out to challenge him is Taichi.
And I think this is going to be Taichi's going to lose,
Hmm.
and then someone else, whoever's next, is going to win. I don't know who it will be, but it's you know what? Maybe they let Desperado move up. I mean, it's not really
Okay,
moving
so
up
now
because this is
he's beaten both members of Bishamon.
Taichi.
Hmm.
Oh, he'll beat Taichi.
He'll beat Taichi, which is a member
Oh,
of
maybe
Five Guys.
Sonata wins this belt.
I'm guessing it's Sonata, yeah, because
That's a
that's
good
the
pick.
only thing. We'll talk about what happens after, but like at the end of at the end of the show, we'll talk about like what's in the cards for New Japan over the next couple weeks. But yeah, So we'll go on to our main event. We have Tetsuya Naito defending the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Zack Sabre Jr. Instead of waiting for Wrestle Kingdom, he wanted to do this match now, which
Yeah,
I'm fine with. Um, this started off fantastic with great ring work, like great mat wrestling, like counters. I find as the match went on, Tetsuya Naito started getting gassed a little bit.
he did, but I think they hit it well. I'm
Hmm.
going to be honest with
There
you.
was a sloppy Destino towards the end.
Yes, but they kind of played it off,
Hmm.
as in like, oh, he has no energy left. That's how Zack Sabre Jr. survived that Destino.
Yeah.
Um, I
It did take three Saber drivers to
but it was I think the what we talked about this before too, the
mhm,
being a lot of mat work lets Naito not have to
burn out
burn
early.
out, right? He doesn't have to expel so much energy. So he kind of this was match was pretty good. And like in the comparison, like Naito had a couple good ones
Yeah.
recently, but I feel like in the run of his this
Like his second Moxley match was
yeah,
fantastic.
but this was just a pretty good match, and I was not upset at all about it. I
Yeah.
think the right kid died. Um,
Zack Sabre Jr. is your new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
and we deserved, so
Hmm.
deserved.
Like they were
It's
talking about it, like 20 years in the industry, like 7 years in New Japan. This is the culmination of his career.
yeah, he's great
And I would have to probably add this to one of the feel-good moments of the year.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah. But a lot of stuff happens after the match, which we will talk about. So as he's giving his victory speech, Sonata comes out and Sonata challenges him.
And he's like a lot of Sonata.
Hmm. But not only does Sonata come out, but then Shota Umino comes out and says, I've actually beaten you in the G1.
Uh Neither one of them is gonna win, but it's
No.
gonna segue Sonata, I think, into what we said with the
Yeah.
Continental belt or
And
whatever
then
it's
we
called.
also get Shingo coming out and challenging for the belt. This is what I don't understand why they kept the never open weight belt on Shingo. Why is he challenging for that when he has the belt? I've never
Because
understood.
I swear the never open weight belt meant that you can challenge, you get one open challenge for it, or you can trade in
Mm,
that belt for it. I always thought there was something
mm.
like that. I could be completely wrong.
But we are getting
Is it going to
Zack
be a
Sabre
four way?
Jr. versus Sonata.
Hmm.
No, we're getting Sabre Jr. versus Sonata at the Royal Quest. Okay. Now this is where it gets a little funny. Okay. At Power Struggle, it's going to be Zack Sabre Jr. or Sonata versus Shingo Takagi or Shota Umino.
Oh, they're going to have a match. They're going to have a match, and the winner is going to get that shot.
No. If Zack wins,
Wins, he goes, and the
he
other
goes
two are
against
going to have a
Shingo.
match.
He goes against Shingo.
Oh, and if Sonata wins, it's
He
against.
goes against Umino,
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
right?
There's no way they're going to take the belt off Zack Sabre Jr.
No.
That,
He's
that's like
probably
a
going to
week
face
away.
Power Struggle is next in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to take the belt off him. That's your guy. That's your number one star right now, Zack Sabre
He's
Jr.
he's holding like, and the thing is, who's going to be his opponent at Wrestle Kingdom?
Man, I felt bad. You already know
Mm.
who it's going to be. It's going to be fucking Bryan Danielson.
Is it?
Yeah, man, and he's going to put him over because this is the Bryan Danielson put over fucking time now. He's in his
Okay.
part-time career. He's going to
Mm.
disappear off TV all the way until that
Yeah. Okay.
is what I think. Or
Mhm.
what's the crossover one?
Historic crossover. Yeah.
Maybe that's where he does it. That you know how there's the just like AEW has Forbidden
Yeah.
Door, and now New Japan's gonna have that other one
Zach already has a match.
against who?
So the only two matches right now announced for Historic Crossover 2 are Great Khan versus a random Stardom competitor for
Oh
the
no,
KO.
no, that's Stardom historic crossover. What's the other one? That's
Yeah,
this.
and
No,
Zack Sabre Jr. and Micah will face El Desperado and the Starlight Kid.
for the
That
love of
match is
God, you're
good.
not listening to me.
Okay, but
Remember, Wrestle Kingdom used to be 2 nights.
hmm
The
New
second
Year's
night now
Dash.
has a different name.
Oh, Wrestle Dynasty.
Yes. That's where I think at Wrestle Kingdom he'll wrestle somebody that's like set up from New Japan, and
Hmm.
then at Dynasty when they do the crossover, he'll get maybe like
Okay.
Bryan Danielson again.
Okay. So he'll win a kingdom then.
Yeah, because I think at the last pay-per-view of the year for AEW is not Wrestle Dream,
Mhm.
World's End
World's End,
is
yeah.
where I think you're gonna have John Moxley versus Danielson too, or something. Like he's gonna be off TV until December,
Okay.
and then come back, or something like that, or Darby Allin. I don't know.
So who do you think Saber's going to face at Wrestle Kingdom? Are they going to do the Naito rematch there?
It's gonna be somebody big. Maybe it's Okada. Maybe it's
Tanahashi, probably.
Tanahashi as a putover. Maybe it's Kenny.
Hmm.
It's gonna be like a legendary
Yeah.
status match. Not gonna be like it's Sonata versus, it's gonna be like someone of great name
Big
value.
stature, yeah.
Yeah, like maybe even like Marufuji versus,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
wouldn't mind that. That's where or what's his name? Nakajima makes his New Japan return.
Yeah, see, right, because they do work with All Japan, so
Yeah. So there you go. So with that out of the way, what would you score this show?
a solid 8 out of 10.
I'm right there with you. I gave this an 8.1.
This was excellent.
Yeah. It was one of the best New Japan shows I've watched all year. It was the most fun wrestling show I've seen all
Yeah,
year.
you know what? You know what?
Mm,
I'll give it an 8.1 as well.
okay.
We'll just
We're
call
on
it
the same
evens.
page with that. Yeah, this was fantastic. I really enjoyed this.
You know what? I don't know if it was the most fun one all year, but I think in context of what we've been getting lately,
Yeah.
it's
It's like when you've been fed shit,
yeah.
when you get something half decent, you're like, wow.
We got two mid WWE ones in a row. We got,
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure, a bad NXT one.
Okay, so
We got a bad New Japan
we got
one.
a bad TNA in August
Yeah, a bad TNA.
with Emergence. Bash in Berlin was decent with a 7.6. No Mercy was a 6.9, which was bad. All Out was fantastic with 8.8. Victory Road, TNA, another half decent one was 7.2. Noah was good. We gave it a 7.6. Destruction was 7.5. Bad Blood was our worst show so far of the year, I think.
And then AEW could have been better.
AEW could have been
But when
better,
you're
yeah.
watching, listen, in fairness, like not to be like dickish about still good scores. When we went like 4 or 5 sevens in a row, like mid sevens, and then you get to this, you're like, okay, wow, okay, like
Yeah,
this, that's special.
this is special, yeah.
I mean, the Noah one was really good, actually. The Noah one was fantastic.
Yeah. Which was that was our other than All Out, that was one of our highest rated shows in the last 2 months.
Good.
Yeah. So, with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Campo and I will have a special treat for you later in the week. PWI just dropped their top women's top 250, whatever it is. I think they've only released a top 20, but he and I are going to be talking about it later this week. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel for that. Make sure you're subbed. Make sure you ring that little bell so you know when that video drops. And with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.